All right. Shalom. First and foremost, we would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Chakodash.
Double honor to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, citations to all Akim out there pushing the truth and all truth to sincerity diligently throughout the four corners. All right. I'm the brother Shamar Malt, and alongside me I have the brother
Lawyer.
All right. And we coming back, with the second installment of Back to the Basics. All right. Needed my brother's help real quick, get through the lesson. This lesson is going to be entitled "We Are Hebrew Israelites," okay? Because contrary to popular belief, all right, there's a lot of people out there who may think that the Hebrew Israelites are all done away with, all right, the actual Israelites in the Bible are all done away with, or that the Negro man, the Latino man, and the Native American man, their history goes back to just being for the Native Americans, they'll call them savages. Okay, for the Negro man, they'll say that their history, started off in Africa. Which no, man, our history goes further back, man. And if you trace it further back enough, you realize that we are, in fact, the Israelites spoken of in the Bible, man. God's true children, man. Mm-hmm. Okay, unlike that dude, that bug out nigga, all right, who was saying that. Message to all my black awoken people in the Christian community. It's a new doctrine, it's a new group, the Black Hebrew Israelites. We're not, Dawg was saying that the Negro man is not the Israelites and whatnot, and that is false doctrine. Well, shit, through the Spirit, we're going to show that, hey, in fact, that you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, or shoot, even if you may not, your actual ethnicity, as Esau would deem it, goes back to being Negro, Latino, Native American. All right, but if your blood, the blood that flows within you, that spirit that flows within you, okay, if it goes back to being one of the 12 tribes of Israel, guess what? You're an Israelite, man, no matter where you are, man. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna get some precepts, man, prove the point, and we're gonna close out. All right, we're gonna start at Jeremiah 50, okay, in verse 33. All right, and it reads, "Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were pressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go."
God, okay. So according to the scripture, both the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah, all right, they were oppressed together, okay, as captives by their captors, okay. And in this particular chapter, this is in reference to their oppression and their captivity in Babylon. Now, we do understand, according to the scriptures, according to prophecy, according to the history, all right, that when the Israelites in the ancient times went into captivity underneath the Babylonian Empire, that it was only the southern kingdom of Judah,
right?
Okay. The northern kingdom of Israel, they were already taken down by the former Assyrian Empire, okay, and they were held captive by the Assyrians, okay. And according to the scriptures, all right, that's in Second Ezra, which we'll bring out later in this lesson. All right, the northern kingdom of Israel, the 10 tribes that composed that kingdom, when they were in slavery underneath the Assyrians, they took counsel among themselves. And they decided to leave the Middle East and come to a land where never mankind dwelt, which is Arsareth, America, okay, the Americas, right. Okay, so this scripture cannot be applying, okay, or cannot apply to the ancient times or right. Ancient Babylon. This is talking about a modern day Babylon, right. Okay, all right, which is America, Babylon the Great, okay, and
which the word Babylon means confusion, man. In
right.
America, it's nothing but the land of confusion, man.
Exactly that. Okay. All right. And we see today that the northern kingdom, all right, of Israel, you Latinos, okay, you Hispanics, you Native Americans, okay, are in subjection, all right, right along next with the Negro.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, the so-called African-American Negro, okay, along with the West Indian and the Haitian, man. Y'all all over here, all right, as captives together, catching the same hell in the same hoods and the same ghettos, all right, in the same prisons, okay, all right, in the same unemployment line, all right, doing the same shit, getting your asses kicked, man. Okay. All right. So the fact that we are in this condition together as a people shows that we are the Israelites. Okay.
Facts.
That's facts.
Right.
Okay.
Real, man.
That's right. You know, and hey, man, the Lord is executing judgment upon Babylon as we speak, man.
That's right.
Okay. All right. You read verse 34. It says, "Their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon." Okay. So right now, the Most High is pleading the cause of his people. Okay. He is disquieting the inhabitants of Babylon as we speak.
That's right.
Okay. By bringing these various judgments and calamities upon them for what they've done to us as a people.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. All right. From here, we're going to jump to Jeremiah chapter 3, because the brother lawyer was mentioning how the Babylonian captivity and the Assyrian captivity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 6, it reads, "The Lord Yahweh said also unto me in the days of Josiah the king, hast thou seen that which backsliding Israel hath done?" "She has gone up every high mountain and under every green tree, and there hath played the harlot." All right, so that's just speaking of the northern kingdom, man, how they were doing what? They were the idolatry, man, playing the harlot, because the Heavenly Father looks at his nation, all right, which are the nation of Israel. He looks at them as a woman, man, his woman,
right.
All right, his wife, all right. So if we're the wife of the Heavenly Father, that means everything that he says we must obey, man.
Right.
But the northern kingdom, they disobeyed and went off and played the harlot, meaning went after different philosophies, man. All right. Fornication, so to speak.
Right. That's what it means by playing the harlot. Okay, they worship different idols.
Yep.
Okay, and that's what made them in the spiritual sense, okay, committing adultery against the Lord.
That's right.
Okay, so the Lord called them a harlot. Why? Because upon every high mountain and under every green hill, all right, Israel worshipped idols. Okay, that's how our people were known for worshiping idols back in the day. They would go into the high mountains, they would go deep into the forests, into the groves of those forests, okay, to worship their various different gods, which the Lord told them not to.
That's right.
Okay.
Verse 7, it says, and I said, after she had done all these things, turned down unto me, but she turned not. And her treacherous sister Judah saw it. All right, and guess what? When that happened, Northern Kingdom was getting carried off to the Assyrian captivity. Man.
Right. And that's why the Northern Kingdom of Israel, those 10 tribes, that's why they were carried captive. Okay, the reason why they were carried captive is because of their idolatry, because of their adultery against the Lord. Okay, that's why the Lord had the Assyrians. That's why the Lord raised up the Assyrians against them to carry them into captivity to Assyria. Right. Okay.
Because if you go through the history of Israel, we see that every time we disobeyed every father, he sent a different nation to come and take us into captivity.
That's right. Okay, and so what is the Lord saying? All right, in verse 7 it says, and I said, after she had done all these things, turned thou unto me, but she returned not, and her treacherous sister Judah saw it. Verse 8, and it says, and I saw when for all the causes whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery, I had put her away and given her a bill of divorcement. Yet her treacherous sister Judah feared not, and went and played the harlot also.
Right.
Okay. And it came to pass through the likeness of her whoredom that she defiled and committed adultery with stones and stocks. And if for all this her treacherous sister Judah hath not turned unto me with her whole heart, but feignedly, saith the Lord. Okay, so the Most High is vexed with Israel and Judah.
Yep.
Okay, Israel for committing idolatry and whoredom, and treacherous Judah, all right, the southern kingdom, for not only seeing what the northern kingdom, all right, for their disobedience, but went ahead and followed after that same mannerism.
Yep.
That same mannerism. So that's why both of those kingdoms were carried into captivity. Okay, the northern kingdom into Assyria, the southern kingdom into Babylon when it rose. Okay, yep. All right.
Yep. All right, and Second Ezra chapter 13. Mm-hmm. This is right after what Northern Kingdom their sentence from the Assyrian captivity was over. All right, and this is what they decided to do. leaving that captivity. So from as of right now, we just figured out and understood that the Heavenly Father puts his people into captivity for disobedience. We've shown and proved that due to the disobedience of Israel and Judah, all right, the Heavenly Father is vexed with them. And what do the Heavenly Father does? He puts them in captivity. So
Right.
this is towards the end of Israel's other kingdoms, sentencing under the Assyrian captivity, man.
Right. This is when they were. This is where when they were caught. So they decided to so-called change their mind.
Yeah. Right. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40.
Mm-hmm.
And it reads, "Those are the 10."
No, that's fine.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land.
Right. And I believe that might be Shalmaneser the 5th, king of Assyria. If not the 4th, but he carried them a captive into Assyria. Okay.
Verse 41.
Mm-hmm.
But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never man dwelt, that they might dare keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land.
Mm-hmm.
And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river. For the Most High then shewed signs for them and held their held still the flood till they were passed over.
Mm-hmm.
For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Ashereth.
Right.
Ashereth.
So when the northern kingdom, those 10 tribes were in captivity underneath the Assyrians, they took counsel amongst themselves that they would leave the heathen, okay, and go to another land where never mankind dwelt, to keep the statutes and the judgments that they didn't keep in their own land, okay. And it says what they passed through the river Euphrates and the Most High held still the flood. He gave them signs. Pretty much the Most High made sure that they would have a safe passage through the river Euphrates to this land that they were going to go to where never mankind dwelt.
Right.
Okay. And the journey was a year and a half. Okay. Now we understand, okay, these people were in the Middle East at first.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So it was a year and a half journey from where they were to where they were going.
Yep.
Okay. Which is Arsareth. All right. And that side of the earth, everything's pretty much nearby. You can walk to Africa on foot. It won't take a year and a half.
Yeah, it won't.
Okay. The Asian continent, Australia, if you will. All right. Northern Asia, Europe. All right. All these are in fairly close proximity.
Right.
Okay. Far closer than a year and a half.
Right.
Okay.
So where would they have gone that would have taken them such a great journey to get there?
Right. Where never mankind dwelt.
Never mankind dwelt.
Because that region of the world was already populated.
Right.
Okay. And that's what you would call what the so-called New World.
Yep.
Okay. The Americas.
Yep.
All right. The 10 tribes came over to the Americas.
That's right.
Okay. And they dispersed themselves amongst this region, North, South America, and the Caribbean as well.
Yep. Which are the Native Americans, the Seminole Indians,
Mm-hmm.
and all the
Latin tribes.
The Latin tribes, including the Mexicans as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So we just proved through the Spirit
Yep.
that what the 10 tribes of Israel
That's right.
ended up from their homeland, went into captivity, and from captivity came over here to America.
That's right.
All right. So now one would say, what does that have to do with proving that these people are the Israelites? Well, we just read that Judah and Ephraim.
Judah and Ephraim.
Yeah,
God,
Judah and
Israel.
Facts. Judah and Israel would be oppressed together. We showed that the Heavenly Father said that what Israel was punished for their adultery, spiritual fornication,
Mm-hmm.
and that what the Lord gave them a bill of divorcement and basically separated Himself from them,
Mm-hmm.
put them away in the corner, so to say.
That's right. That's right.
All right, and then guess what? They went even further into a corner, the utmost parts of the world, of the earth.
Yep.
Okay, and guess what? Now, since we figured that out, now we're going to see where the Southern Kingdom came about, man.
That's right.
All right, and how they got over here. All right. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 68, man. Okay. You want to read it, brother?
Right. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And it says, "And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you."
Right.
Okay. Now we know, according to the scriptures, Israel did go into captivity many times. Okay. And the Israelites at one point were slaves in Egypt. That's the story of Genesis and Exodus.
Right.
Okay. All right. But there's no record in the scriptures or in history of the Israelites going back into slavery, into Egypt on slave ships.
Right.
Okay. Are to be auctioned off as slaves. Okay. And no man would be able to redeem them for it.
And by ships.
Okay.
Nonetheless.
By ships. All right. There's only one group of people, all right, that were known to be taken from one side of the globe to another, okay, via slave ships, okay, and that's you so-called Negroes and West Indians.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. And there's a history behind that in the scriptures, okay, in secular history, but also in the scriptures, which we just read. That was all according to prophecy.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And I wanted to make a key point because we understand that the word Egypt is what? Mizraim, which is what? Double straits, man.
Double straits.
All right. And the scriptures called Babylon, the modern day Babylon that we was just reading about, that we pointed out in Jeremiah that what the northern kingdom, by the time the southern kingdom went into the Babylonian captivity, northern kingdom was already gone. So the Lord caused this Babylon spiritual Sodom in Egypt, man.
Right.
Okay.
Which that's in the book of Revelation, the 11th chapter.
Right.
Spiritual Sodom in Egypt. Sodom because of all the homosexuality that's pushed here. Okay, in Egypt, why? Because this place is responsible for oppressing both Judah and Israel.
Just like we were oppressed together in Egypt.
That's right.
Come on, man. All right.
As slaves.
As slaves. The Heavenly Father literally was telling us we was all going to end up back over there, man.
Right. We was all going to end up over here together.
By ships. Northern Kingdom came over here in ships.
In ships.
Oh, shit. Dang, bro. Yeah. God. All right. Yep. And no man shall buy us. And that's why you see to this day Jesse Jackson and Martin Luther King and all these leaders can't get us liberated from our oppressors, man.
Right. Okay,
because the only one who is to liberate us and to free us, all right, is our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai, man. And guess what? He said when he returns, he's not gonna meet him as a man. Okay, he's coming with the angelic force of the heavens, man. That's right. All right, and that's gonna be a mighty, mighty salvation, man. To the point the scriptures say that there shall no more be called that the Lord Yahweh liveth that delivered the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord Yahweh liveth that delivered the children of Israel out of the land of the north, man. Okay, roughly paraphrase. This is going to be a magnificent deliverance in only one time, man. Okay, so at this point, if you're watching this video, hey, if these words resonate with your soul, man, cut this Negro, Latino, Native American shit out, man. You're an Israelite. Put all that shit out, man, because this is going to be the only greatest salvation that's going to happen once. Leaving Egypt only happened once, man.
That only happened once.
Okay, so leaving America is only going to happen once, man.
Right, and this deliverance is going to overshadow and outdo what the Lord did for us in Egypt.
Right.
Okay, because the scriptures do say that no more shall it be said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth that brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel from the land of the north, which is Babylon. That's right. Okay, and from all the places where thou hast driven them.
Yep. All right, cool. That being said, I had a little excerpt from the book From Babylon to Timbuktu. Okay, when you go to the page 84, all right, page 84, in the second paragraph, it reads, I'm reading this from my computer. All right, the PDF is free, so if you brothers want, Lord's will, we'll put the link in the description for you brothers to be able to get this PDF. Okay, and it reads, in the year 65 BC, the Roman army under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter during the period of the military governors of Palestine. Many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. Who were the residue of the people at the time still in Jerusalem, man?
Right, Judah, Benjamin, Levi.
The southern kingdom, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. All right, the slave market were full of black Jewish slaves. Okay, and this is key because when our Lord and Savior Yahushua was on the earth, okay, being born in the tribe of Judah, guess where he was, man? In Jerusalem at that time.
Right.
And guess what he told the residue of the people that was there in Jerusalem, man?
Right. He told them that the Romans was going to come up against them. Okay. And that Jerusalem will be carried away captive into all nations.
Come on, man.
Okay. And he even told his disciples, when you see Jerusalem compassed with armies, man, flee to the mountains, man. Okay. All right. So that's an accurate that excerpt that you read from what Babylon to Timbuktu,
yeah,
that's accurate, man, because the scriptures let you know that when the Lord would bring the Romans against Jerusalem, that the Israelites will be scattered into these various different lands.
Right.
Okay, Africa being one of them, man. Okay, and the Lord said that we were going to be removed far from our border. That's Joel 3, which you got on the screen too. You know. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 1. It says, behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered amongst the nations and parted my land. Okay, so those people over there are not the true Israelites.
That's right.
Okay, all right, they are heathen. Okay, and the Most High is gathering all these nations up over there in the Middle East to judge them for what they did to us.
That's right.
Okay, and they have cast lots for my people and given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. And that's historical fact, man. Okay, Esau would take Israelite boys, okay, all right, especially you so-called Negroes, okay, and would use you as sex slaves, man. Okay, use you as breeders, okay, selling a girl for wine. Okay, verse 4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Okay, so basically the Lord is saying that there's nothing you can do to pay to pay me back for what you did to my people.
Yep.
Okay, I have to judge you. Okay, because ye have taken my silver and my gold and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians. Okay, all right, so what's that going into with the sub-Saharan slave trade?
Yep.
Okay, you also had Ishmael, okay, Tyre and Zidon, the coast of Palestine, and the Hamites, okay, that were responsible for helping sell our people to the Edomites, man.
Yep.
Okay, that ye might remove them far from their border.
Yep, because
far,
the othermost parts,
uttermost parts of the earth,
scattered throughout the world.
That's
man.
right.
Come on, man. And then when you through understanding it through history, we understand that who was the ones ruling the Greece kingdom, man, the Greece empire, man. Esau, Edom, man. Esau himself tell you civilization began with the who?
With the Greeks.
They're proudly saying that, man. And then they went from the Greeks to the Romans, man. Okay. And then guess what? Fleeing the Roman persecution, we ended up where? In Africa, man. And then guess what ended up happening from there, man? We ended up getting snatched up by the Hamites, by Ishmael, and sold right back to the Edomites, man. That we were running away from, man.
Yep.
To get brought over here to America to serve punishment, man.
God.
Okay. You got something, brother?
Yeah. Nah.
Okay.
What you got?
We're gonna go to the Genesis.
Right. Okay.
If you got something, you bring up.
Let me see if I can see. Because Jeremiah 30 talks about how the Most High would save us from afar.
Okay.
So that goes to show you that the Most High had to scatter us afar in order for him to save us from afar. You know?
True, if you gonna get down, I'm finna get Matthews. Matthew 24.
Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all should I say that he gonna come from the cloud?
God. This is Jeremiah 30 and verse 10. It says, "Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and shall be quiet, and none shall make him afraid." And when you look into that word afar, okay, it literally means remote or distant. Okay.
America is a remote land, man. It's
right.
It's cut off from everybody else.
Exactly.
Compared to world trade and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly, man. So the Lord said that He was going to save us from a far remote place on earth, man. Okay, far and remote in comparison to where we were originally. All right, and that's the land of the Americas, man. Okay, specifically North America. That's where the greatest deliverance is going to take place because all the tribes are over here.
Yep.
Okay. All right, all the tribes: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Reuben, Gad, Simeon.
Yep.
Okay, Naphtali, all the tribes
Asher.
over here. Asher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, over here in North America, Babylon the Great specifically, which that's all according to prophecy.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. All right. We're just gonna go to Genesis 49. All right. This is the we'll just read. The scripture's gonna speak for itself.
Right.
All right. This book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, "Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days."
Right. Okay. So that goes to show you what the Israelites are still on earth.
Yup.
Okay. And there's a way to identify them.
Yup.
Okay. All right. In the last days, man. All right. And these are a set of prophecies. These are a list of prophecies that Jacob, Israel, told his sons, okay, will befall really their descendants in the last days.
Right.
Okay. And how they will be able to identify themselves, man. Okay. How you could identify these people based off of what their attributes.
The attributes
yeah.
and things that befall them.
Yeah.
God. like for instance, we want to end up getting to Gad. The scripture say that what? A troop shall overcome thee.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened to the Native American Indians?
They were overcome by a troop. Okay, they were overcome by the Edomites who came over to North America, and over the process of time overcame them.
Yep.
But it says Gad is a troop.
Yep.
So they themselves were known as a warrior people who were accustomed and who were very skilled at fighting. And
Esau actually acknowledges that in his history, man.
Till this day. He names weapons and battle strategies after them.
The Apache helicopter. Come on, man. The Tomahawk missile.
Right.
Come on, man. All right. Verse 2. Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might and the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity and the excellency of power.
Mm-hmm.
Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then defilest thou it. He went up to my couch.
To my couch, God. All right, so Reuben, okay. Reuben, thou art my firstborn. Reuben was the literal firstborn of Israel, Jacob. That was his firstborn son.
Yep.
Okay. And, those that are born in the youth are stronger.
Yep.
Okay. So the Reubenites are known for being a very strong people. Okay. And who are the Reubenites? You so-called Seminole Indians. Okay. All right. Of your various different tribes. Okay.
You see it too amongst Seminole Indians, because myself and Brother Lloyd and several brothers down here in Miami, we done went to the Seminole powwows before, and we've seen how big those Reubenites are, man.
How tall, strong they are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Freaking beating drums for hours, bro.
Yeah.
Without breaking a sweat.
Those are mighty people. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And it says what? My might, the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity, and the excellency of power. Okay. All right. So not only are they a strong and mighty and powerful people, but they are very dignified people. Okay. And you can see that in the way that they dress.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
They dress royally.
They dress very, very royally. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. Look, they decked out.
Decked out. put together, very well put
And
together.
check out the fringes too at the bottom. Note that, man. Why? Because who were the only ones who were known for wearing fringes, man?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Israelites, man.
Law.
It's in the law, man. Border of blue with fringes, man, to remember the laws, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. And one thing I did notice about the way they dress is that they
many
have
colors.
They got the coat of many colors.
Joseph, show you that they know the kingdom, man.
Exactly. So it's clear, man.
On, man.
We the Israelites, okay?
And it's Salaki, brother. And it's not just Reuben that dressed with many colors.
All Northern Kingdom do.
Exactly. You go to Peru, they bags are many color. Asher, which is the Brazilians and things like that, they love many colors. Native Americans love many colors, man. Issachar loves many colors, man. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's just more and more proof and evidence that hey, we are indeed the children of Israel, man. Mm-hmm. Okay, right. And then just off the shit, you want to go there off the beauty too, man. Yeah. We're beautiful people, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
We look better than these heathens, okay?
Good.
All right. Verse 4, it says, unstable as water, thou shalt not excel. Okay. All right. So I want to focus on that part, unstable as water. Okay. Because pretty much that's going into how partially going into how, the Reubenites, the Seminole Indians as a people, they were forced to move. They were never able to really sit and establish themselves as a people. Okay. And excel. Okay, why? Because Esau kept fighting wars against them and pushing them from their original lands that they were here in Florida and various different parts, forcing them to move around, man. Okay, all right, and actually the word Seminole, when you go into it, all right, the word Seminole means runaway. Okay, all right, so that's a byword, really. All right, that was a byword put on them by Esau because, they were a hard people to kind of pin down. Okay, Esau will constantly be pushing them away, pushing them back. All right, so Esau named them Seminoles, really as an insult,
right?
And it says, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then thou defilest it. He went up to my couch. Okay, so all of that happened to the Seminole Indians, the tribe of Reuben, was really judgment from the Heavenly Father. Okay. All right, that the Most High allowed that prophecy or that particular curse to come upon them, okay, because of what Reuben did when he committed adultery with his father's concubine. Okay.
So, like, can you repeat that one more time? The last thing you said?
It says, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then thou defilest it. He went up to my father's couch.
Right.
Okay, so we understand in the story, Reuben committed adultery with his father's concubine. Right. Okay, so pretty much the reason why the Seminole Indians went through what they went through as a people is because of that act. Okay. That's why they were not able to excel. That's why their numbers were eventually depleted. That's why they were forced, okay, over the process of time to have to live that nomadic lifestyle.
Right.
Okay, because of Reuben's sin. Right. Okay, but how did it play out? It played out by what? Reuben fighting against Esau over generations, and Esau eventually constantly pushing them out, pushing them away, destabilizing them as a people. Okay. So that's the prophecy concerning Reuben. Okay. And, all through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man, the scriptures say the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Esau, as much as he tried through with his warfare and his diseases and all his little bullshit, okay, the scriptures say, let Reuben live and not die, let not his men be few. Okay, that's in the book of Deuteronomy 33. Okay, verse 6, let Reuben live and not die, and let not his men be few. Right. Okay, so the Most High still blessed the tribe of Reuben to be a prosperous and abundant, populous people, fruitful people. Yep. Okay, in spite of all the things that they went through. Okay, right. All right, and me and this brother have had the pleasure of meeting different brothers from the tribe of Reuben. Yep. Okay, and Gad. Yeah, those are some beautiful brothers. Beautiful brothers. Yeah.
All right. Verse 5. Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instrument of cruelty are in their habitation. All right. O my soul, come not thou into their secret, unto their assembly. Mine honor, be not thou united. For in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they did.
You have Reuben, Simeon, Levi in that particular order, that exact order. Okay. And the story of Simeon and Levi, just to give you a basic rundown. All right. Dinah, their sister, she was raped by a Canaanite. Mm-hmm. Okay. Simeon and Levi heard about it. They were upset and angry. So they told this Simeonite prince, okay.
Hamite prince, right?
Yeah, no, not Simeon. Hamite prince, Salaki, Canaanite prince. They told this Canaanite prince to circumcise themselves and also have all the men of his town circumcised in order to marry their sister.
Right.
Okay.
Now they would have to, because hey, at the end of the day, to show you, for all you emotional people, with this rape, she was raped. Then the law would have to mean that what he would have to be her man and not put her away, man.
Right.
But you know the Hamites and Canaanites were uncircumcised, and we were of a circumcised people.
Right.
So you know they told them go circumcise yourselves if you want to get down with Mary and with our daughters and things like that. You gotta fall in order how we live.
Right.
For that union to be.
Right, which that was all a lie.
Yeah.
Okay. That was all a facade.
Trick.
That was all a trick because Simeon and Levi used that opportunity while those men were healing themselves from, you know, the wound of their circumcision. Yeah. Okay. They used that opportunity to go into the town and kill all the men of the town.
Hey, Jake, man.
It was bad decision making, okay? All right, and so they went into the town, they killed all the men of the town, and they took a lot of their substance. Okay, all right, and so the Most High has it in the scriptures that their descendants would pay for that act. All right, okay, and so that's why this curse is upon them. Okay, what we're reading is a curse. Okay, upon them, instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. O my soul, come not thou into their secret. Unto their assembly, mine honor be not thou united, for in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they dig down a wall. Yep. Okay, so because of what they did to that man and his town, okay, that's why Simeon and Levi today on the island of Haiti, which the Simeonites are the Dominicans and the Levites are the so-called Haitians. Okay, that's why today now there is a separation, there's a division between those people. Yep. Okay, the Most High put that as a curse upon them for what their forefathers Simeon and Levi did. Yep. Okay, all right. So now they're not united as a people. Now they have cruelty and hatred one towards another. Yep. Okay, and it says what? Come not into their secret, my honor be not thou united into their assembly. Okay, what are they known for assembling to do? Voodoo and witchcraft, Santeria. Okay, all right, and they have cruelty one against another. Yep. Okay. You go into the history of that island and those people, they always at each other's throats. Always. Okay, always willing to kill each other, do harm to each other. Okay, verse 7, it says, "Cursed be their anger, for it was fierce, and their wrath, for it was cruel." Which Simeonites and Levites are known for their anger, bro.
Okay. We can attest to it because we are both Levites.
We're both Levites through the Spirit. This is what we believe. Yeah, yep. Okay, I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel, which the Lord did scatter his people amongst all nations. Okay, in this particular verse is talking about Simeon and Levi, but everywhere you see Israel at, you're gonna find some Haitians, and you're gonna find some Dominicans. Yep. Okay, no matter where they at. All right, and so again, that's all according to prophecy. Okay, we're just giving a brief rundown of the tribes and some of their characteristics, you know, in the scriptures, man. Okay, and so a lot of the characteristics culturally, historically that you see of Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans really goes back to prophecy. Yep. Okay. All right. The history of the island of Hispaniola, the division between the Haitians and the Dominicans.
And it's literally like that. The Haitians on one side and Dominicans on one side. Levi on one and Simeon on the other. They got divided.
They got divided.
Split in half.
So all of that is literally biblical prophecy being fulfilled. Okay?
And the Lord so cold because He kept them together to show that they still those two ones that went together to go do it.
Right.
That's how close they was. But now since you know to make them pay, I'm gonna divide them.
Right. Con. And it's interesting because the scriptures say what Simeon and Levi are brethren. Yeah. So that goes to show you because aren't all other tribes brethren too?
Oh man, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the Lord put that there to let you know these not only are they brothers, but they're real close brothers.
Yep.
They do everything together. Yep. They always around each other.
Yep.
Okay, and you see that in the book of Genesis. All right, Simeon and Levi was always linking up. Yep. They linked up, and they did what they did to Dinah's rapists.
Yeah.
You know, so to speak. All right, and now we paying for it as a people. Okay, so that's all we got for now with this particular lesson here. You have any other precepts you wanted to bring out?
That's it, brother.
Con. All right, so this was just a brief rundown of a few of the tribes.
For the sake of time.
For the sake of time, we just wanted to briefly run it down. There's more things we could have brought out, more things we could have went into, okay, which we do want to do a continuation and go into, the other tribes as well, if the Spirit will permit, okay, considering all that's happening in the world right now, okay. Sometimes things get a little bit more difficult as far as doing videos and linking up with brothers and stuff like that.
It's all called to
but it's all good. The Spirit allowed us to do this. So, hey, all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this video is edifying, man. And you got anything else you want to say? Anything you want to bring out?
Hey, man, we are the Israelites, man. And the Lord had the series we brought up back to the basics, and we already covered the name of the Lord. So now you know you're an Israelite, and the true name of God and His only begotten Son is Yahweh. That's the name of the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai, which is the name of His only begotten Son, man. So if these words resonate with you, man, and you're a Negro, Latino, and Native American, these words resonate with you, or if you may be scattered around the world, man, okay, whether you be in the land of Moab, Ammon, Ham, okay, and these words resonate with you, and just know that you are Israelite, man, okay, and the name of our true power is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Put off your old ways, man. Face the homeland, which is Jerusalem. If you are in America, that's east. If you're on the other side of the world, like Asia and stuff like that, that would be towards your west, man. All right, face home. Put your hands up, man, and pray to Heavenly Father to enlighten you. Yeah, deliver us and to enlighten you, man, so that way you may continue to receive more of His words, man. Because at the end of the day, without these words, man, you ain't gonna be able to survive these days coming, man.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
That's all I had to say.
Oh, that's your pa, brother.
Jeremiah 50.
Yeah, Jeremiah 50. We did bring out Jeremiah 50 with Oppressed Together, right?
Yeah.
That was verse 33. Now, we understand that it's talking about Babylon, right?
Right.
Now, that verse 12, that helps prove that it's talking about Babylon, America, okay, Babylon the Great. Verse 12, it says, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert.
And America is going to be burnt to crisp. Who's the mother of America? UK, Europe, man.
And it says what? Babylon is the hindermost of the nations. Okay, meaning what? The furthest away.
America.
Okay. All right, so this Babylon is the furthest away of all the nations. Ancient Babylon
it's still there.
It's still there.
There's rural cities, man.
Right, and it wasn't the furthest away.
Right.
It was right there, smack dab in the Middle East. Okay, all right. Modern day Iraq.
Between the Middle East and Asia, so to say.
Exactly. All right, but this Babylon is described as the hindermost of the nations, meaning what? The furthest away.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the land of the North, Babylon, America.
Like the hindermost, the most, like the tail. The tail of the world.
Right.
The tail of the nations.
That's right. The farthest away.
Yep.
Okay.
What is that?
And the word for hindermost is what? Akariath. Okay, which is after part, end issue, event, latter time, posterity, last, hindermost. Okay. All right, pretty much going into how it's the farthest away, man. It's the furthest away. All right, even says extreme part. Okay, so
the blue letter for that word, hindermost, real quick, if you don't mind. All right, hindermost.
The etymology.
Yeah. I said blue letter, so I'm gonna go get hinder real quick. It says hinder. Okay. Situated in the rear.
Back, posterity.
Yep.
Behind.
Yep. Situated in the rear, pertaining to the rear, towards the back.
Towards the back. So basically, this is the nation
that's farthest. Yeah, the most back, the most.
Right. Bad. So this is the nation that's the furthest away from all the other nations.
That's right.
Okay, the land that's the furthest away from all the other lands.
That's right.
Okay, so there you go. There you have it. All right. Hey, Lord willing, this video is edifying. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, the bonus to the elder apostles, great millstone. Salutations to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom. Abad the ball.